In this tutorial we'll be texturing some flat surfaces and some cylinder surfaces. So I will add a cube, just scale it to where you need it, make sure your increment is clicked on, increment, and the magnet is clicked in. Just going to scale that. Okay. Over on the right here you can make sure backface culling is on. If you press N on your keyboard and go to shading and make sure backface culling is on. This is for Second Life use and it will show you what it looks like, the faces will look like in Second Life. Okay, we've made our cube. Go into edit mode by either here or pressing tab if you're using Blender 2.71. Just press N to close this menu here. Go up to the top right, drag it across, and down here UV image editor, and down here we'll go to texture. Now there's no texture on it at the moment or anything. Just quickly on this tutorial we'll make a new image. Make sure alpha is clicked off and use UV grid. That will be set to 1024, leave that as they are and click OK. Now you can have it all selected and press U on your keyboard and then cube projection, and that will give you a cube projection on all sides. When you place a texture on, it will go exactly into that area. I will add colours to each face. So go down, press faces, go to navigation on the left here, and you'll see front, left, top, back, right, bottom. Just stay on the front view. Now you'll need your materials up on the right here. Now when you change the colour for the first time, it will change the colour of all the faces. You'll see all the faces are the same colour. Just click on the front face, click the plus, new, change the colour. If you're going to use in Second Life, just any colour will do. Make sure you press assign and that will change the colour. Click on the left, choose the face, new, just keep going around until you've got different colours on all the faces. In Second Life you can have a maximum of 8 different colour faces. Okay, we don't have to worry about the last one. Okay, this way you can put different textures on different faces in Second Life. Okay, make sure you save your work, save as. Yeah, just give me a second to find my appropriate folder. Name it whatever you want. Wall face texturing. That will do it for the moment. Now just go down the bottom here into your texture mode. Now to place a texture on a face, we'll just make sure we're at the front and choose the front face. Oh, when you do your cubic prediction cube, make sure scale to bounds is on. You may have to do individual faces, but make sure scale to bounds is on. I forgot to do that, so we'll do that. Now okay, now they'll be directly inside whatever image you place here. Go to the front view to add a texture. You don't have to worry about removing this particular one. Open the folder here, find a texture. I'll just use the stained glass texture just for the moment, and you'll see the stained glass texture goes directly inside that. And the same for a top one, you can just press this little button here and choose a texture. Now sometimes the edges, like these edges here, bottom and side, sometimes they will be a different rotation. So to find out what sort of rotation they are currently on, just open File, find a texture that has a defined top and a defined bottom, like this one here, for example. The trees are up the top and the water's down the bottom. Right, you don't have to worry about scaling the texture. All you need to worry about is making sure the UVs are facing the same way, just for this exercise. Alright. Up the top is fine for the moment. You can alter the textures in Second Life. You can choose the front and the back face at the same time, hold shift to choose another face at the same time, and you'll see that all the textures are up the right way. Now as long as this top one here and the bottom one here are facing the same way, that's fine. Again, because they are different colours, you can change individual faces in Second Life. And I will just save that. You do not need to save this image if you're going to use it in Second Life. You can upload the image separately in Second Life, which will be a lot easier. Just go to Object Mode, click on the pointy arrow thing, go back to Tools. This will be for a little castle wall. So what we'll do is we'll select that cube and we'll press Duplicate. Now just right click after you press Duplicate and drag that up a bit. Go down here, click on Vertex and drag it down to the corner of that part. Now we will need to scale this a little bit. So go to Edit Mode, click on the side bit. Now go to Increment, and drag that across a bit until you get the shape you need. Same with the top bit. Just drag that down. Now if you press N on your keyboard, you can see the the dimensions up the top here. If we drag it up, you can see the numbers change on Z. Okay, maybe we'll make that even, 5. Okay, well you can play around with that. Just go into texture mode, and you'll see the textures are still the same on that cube. Go back into object mode. Now you'll see the pointy arrows are not directly on this object. See, if I move the object, what you need to do is go to object mode, transform center of mass, and that will align that to the object. Now, because this is a castle wall, we will want to add a couple more of these little top pieces here. So again, duplicate, right click, drag that across, just go to vertex so it's aligned directly, duplicate again, and go to increment and drag that to the middle. This is why we make individual parts directly aligned to grid or snap to vertices. Increment aligns to grid. Well, it distributes things evenly, at least. And vertex aligns to corners, for want of a better word. Okay, go back into, I'll just start again. Just join those top pieces. Now the last piece you choose will be the center piece. So choose the left one, the right one, the middle one, and click on join. And now the middle piece is the center piece. Go into edit mode, go off textures. Now you may want these top pieces of the wall to be a different texture than the wall part. So choose the pieces around. I'll make this easier. Click on the little star looking thing down here, press B on your keyboard and just encircle all of those. You'll notice that because we haven't joined these top pieces and the bottom pieces, that you will only select those pieces. Change those to a different color. Remembering that you can only have 8 pieces. Don't worry about how many materials are over here. That's a blender thing which we'll fix. Now you can delete these bottom faces, delete faces, because we won't see those in Second Life. Going to texture mode, you can select all by pressing A, clicking the X to get rid of the texture that's on them. Open a texture. I think I've got some wall ones. Just this one here will do. And you'll notice the textures are now on there. Okay. Just go back into object mode. With all the top pieces selected, which are already joined, hold shift down and select the bottom piece, click on join, and you'll now have all your wall selected. Okay, that's the end of this tutorial. In the next tutorial we'll be doing a cylinder texture and UVs. Remember to save your work, save, and to export this to Second Life, go to File, Export, Collada Data, wall face texturing, DAE, but go down the bottom here, make sure, I'll start again, make sure you have selected your object, File, Export, Collada Data, DAE, make sure it's Collada Default. Go down the bottom, Apply Modifiers, Selection Only. I will just click on the one that I have already preset. You can see the ones that we have clicked there. Make sure Triangulate is off. Make sure all the ones you can see there are clicked on. Then go up to your file, press enter again, and that will save as a DAE file for export to or import into Second Life. These colours here, you'll notice there's more than 8. What you're better off doing is deleting all of those. This is in object mode. Like I say, there's more than 8. Go to tab, edit mode, press Z and Z again. Now you'll notice the faces are all grey. Press the little star down here, press B and select those top box. Again, the first material you do will select it all, change the color all, just do it again. Alright, remember our navigation thing over here. Front face plus new. Assign left face. Oh, I don't know why all those faces. I had that clicked on. Oh, I've clicked it off. Okay. I'll redo that in a second. Make a new colour. Doesn't matter what colour they are for upload to Second Life, as long as they're a different colour. Now we'll go back to our top pieces, make sure the star one is grayed. Press B on your keyboard, select those top faces. Just click on one face and then a different face, and then they will all change colour. But because I have this star clicked on, one face didn't change, so select that, hold shift, select another face, press assign. We will have to change the bottom of this face here. Okay, now let's count how many materials I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at 29, 6, 7. Right, so we're in our limit for Second Life. Changing the colour will not change the UVs. You'll see that's still the same. File, save. File, export, Collada Data. Make sure you're in object mode. File, export, Collada Data. If you set all these settings once while you've got Second Life open, Blender open for the first time, the settings won't change. But if you restart Blender, these settings will be not clicked. And there we go, that's the end of that tutorial. The next one we'll be doing a cylinder texture.